that is getting pretty close to shape. So before I get any further, I am going to take a plane to the top of this to try and get a little bit of radius on this. Now, I don't want to lose any height on this in the middle, so I put some chalk on there to make sure that I know how far back I'm getting. Here's a radius gauge just to compare. So I'm not even at 20 yet. And that is getting much closer to 20. Probably close enough that I can sand some of that now. Okay, now we are at right at 20. And I'm going to go a little further just out on the outer edges. And then I'm going to call it good on the radius. And then I will finish sanding a couple more contours in on the front, the sides, and get it polished up and ready to slot the saddle. That I'm going to call close enough. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Now I'm going to start polishing this up and fine-tuning all these contours. I just wanted to see kind of where I was weight-wise, so I measured it, and I am at 38 grams so far. So to me, that is a little bit heavy. I would rather see it closer to somewhere between like 32 and 35 for this ebony, at least. And I'm quite a bit heavier than that. So what I'm going to do is run it back out to the sander and move these wings in maybe another 3 millimeters or so on each side, here and here. Now I know I've got some more to take out. I've got my saddle slot. I've got to countersink these. That's going to take out a little bit. The countersinks maybe 1 gram for the total of all of these countersinks. Almost nothing once I radius the bottom. That's not going to be much material taken off at all. The saddle slot might be another 1.5 grams, if that. So we'll see. I just want to get this down a little bit less than 38. If I could get this closer to 37 or 36 before I start the countersinks, the saddle slot, and the radius underneath, I would be happier that I'm going to have less weight on my top, because this is pretty heavy. This is a pretty big chunk of wood to sit on top of that right now. I'd like to see this lighter. Still running through the grits on this. I'm at 320 right now. It is time to radius the bottom. Now, the bottom of the bridge gets a radius put in it, and we're going to put the same radius in it that our top has, because we want to make sure that this sits nice and flush on the top of that guitar and is able to span our radius that we put into it. I have a convex surface. It's a little dome here that is a 30-foot dome. And this particular one I got from a guy who does CNC work, but you can certainly make your own. You just take a circle of MDF, 1/2 inch, 3/4, and rub it back and forth in your radius dish, and pretty soon you'll have a convex dome that you can just put some adhesive on with sandpaper and work on radiusing your bridge. This part can be a little tedious, partly because we don't have a great place to grip, and partly because sanding a convex curve into ebony is just kind of a pain. Still got a ways to go. Oh, getting closer. This is 80 grit, by the way. Now here's the tedious part. When we get out towards the wings, it feels like this takes forever. Yep, that's what I thought. A little ways to go. These wings. Ooh, these wings. Are we there yet? Not yet. Now, one way to do this would be to get a block and sticky, double-side sticky, a block on top of this and rub it like that. But my two-sided tape isn't convenient right now, so I decided to just go at it with my hands as is. I am going to edit through most of this so that you don't have to watch the same continual thing, but trust me, this takes forever. To get this last little bit on the edges, oi. This is a time when close enough really just isn't. You can see there's just a little bit in that corner. And I gotta get that out of there, otherwise the bridge will have this little lift in the corner, and once you get it any sort of separation on a glue joint, that's it, Jack. It'll come off, guaranteed. Almost. Just a little bit. Come on. Got it. Whew. All right. I'm going to swap my paper out. Okay, there's 120.
I want to take this up to about 180. So I'm going to repeat the process of chalking up and sanding for each grit. 120, 150, and 180. You can go up to 220 if you'd like, but after 220, the finer grits tend to cause some adhesion problems with the glue. Once that's done, you can move on to the saddle slot. So we'll see you in the next video.